Love. Let's see. Hopefully this works. Hi. Am I the wrong way or are you the wrong way?
I'm landscape, which apparently is meant to be the right way.
Really? Oh God, because I'm on my phone. Oh, hang on. This is. I didn't know you could do this.
You know what? I only learned from going on another live, so it's fine.
Oh my God, this is so good. Thank you for showing me this. I would have just kept it, you know, portrait the whole time. Oh, it's so good.
The right way for everyone else.
Yeah, don't worry about them. They'll be fine. Just switch their phones over. Right, I'm just gonna add a couple of folks. Hopefully, they will get this. How have you been?
Super great, thank you. And how's everything with you?
Everything's been all right, actually. I can't complain. I was getting really nervous at the start of lockdown because I just got my clients kind of together and organized, and things were going well. And then Boris decided to just rain on my parade, and I just thought, oh, not again. Why is this happening?
Boris just has something against us guys in the fitness industry.
I know.
Maybe because he's not in it.
This is it. And it's so funny because you remember the campaign that the government did to, you know, to get people moving and you know, what have you. And it's like, you know, you're just totally going against that now. Nothing makes any sense anymore. I just think this is why people are just not taking the lockdown as seriously as maybe they should. But yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So let me just send that. Let's see. Cool. I'm going to try something else because I'm going to have to read the comments like that now.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Okay.
We can always switch back if we need to.
It's fine. Because I've got I think I can just about, yeah. Hi guys. Hello if you're watching. If you see my head tilt like this today, it's because we got the phone on portrait, but I'm going to try and read out your comments. So let's see. For those that are watching, thank you for joining the first official NoireFitFest talks. So I kind of wanted to do this just to kind of keep the momentum going of what we did, you know, during the festival. Obviously, we had loads of amazing instructors, but we also had some other people who work in the fitness industry and wellness industry. And we just had them sit down and come and talk about their experiences and stuff like that. And we got really, really good feedback with that. So I thought, let's just keep this going. Kayleigh here, she's actually, you are our first official guest. So I'm going to allow you to kind of introduce yourself to I think a lot of people are starting to come in now, so I'm just going to wave and wave and wave. Let's start a wave. Yeah, this is Kayleigh, who is our first official guest on the NoireFitFest talks, or talks with NoireFitFest, rather. So do you want to introduce yourself and just tell the people what it is that you do?
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name's Kayleigh. I'm the founder of a high fashion sportswear brand called Beinoit London. Beinoit London is a fitness and athleisure brand, and we actually specialize in headwear that not only protects against sweat, heat and moisture, but we're the first brand of its kind to cater for all hair types and textures, which is something that I founded based on my 7-year journey and experience in fitness and my 2 years wearing my hair naturally. I needed something that was going to protect my curls, and the market didn't provide me with anything suitable, so I decided to create my own. I'm a personal trainer as well, part-time. I'm a consultant as well, part-time, and I keep myself as busy as possible and enjoy serving myself, but also the community as well. So where I feel like if I've gained a skill or I've learned something, as soon as I can, I try and pay it forward, like straight away. So that's
I'm really glad that you're here. Like, you were supposed to be one of my guests for the talks that we did for the festival. Unfortunately, couldn't make it, so I'm like, I have to get her on. I've got to pick her brain, because I just think what you're doing is amazing. I know that you obviously started a crowdfunder as well to start your business, which we're going to get into as well, because I think it's really important that people just understand the business of fitness as well. People think they can just kind of just, you know, be like somebody who just loves fitness, which is obviously one of the key things that you need. But if you're trying to turn it into a business, then you need to understand how the dynamics of, you know, the business of fitness actually works and wellness. So we will be picking your brain about that. But yeah, so let me just obviously kick off with the situation that we're in now. Obviously, we're in lockdown too. So clearly, you just said that you've got your own business as well. So I just want you to kind of talk about how the lockdown has kind of affected you personally and how it's affected your business and your clients. And if you've kind of done anything to kind of like accommodate as much as you can for this lockdown.
I think there's pros and cons to be had from lockdown. I think that going with the con first is that it's a very difficult situation if you're working in the fitness industry and you're someone, if you have face-to-face clients and you're someone who works face-to-face, one-to-ones, and that's just stripped away from you because of lockdown, like what are you left with? So that's really challenging. But I think there's so many, like on my Bein London page, my Bein London Instagram, I follow so much inspo, and I have to really admire the guys in the fitness industry who have managed to turn it around, get things online, make things accessible. It's tough because they didn't have much time to play with. A lot of us have had to move things online, but it's been really great, and I just admire everyone for moving like that. So there is I think there's a positive to be taken from that, because you got to learn from it. You got to think, okay, what would happen in a situation where, okay, we're going to come out of lockdown, but there could be something else. So you need to think, like, as an entrepreneur, okay, I have one-to-one clients, but I need to think of other streams and other avenues that I can be going down to help more clients and broaden my reach. And I think one of the big benefits that I personally witnessed is that people have understood, or more people have understood, that fitness is not just about aesthetics. It's more about your self-care, your well-being, the benefits of exercise, being outdoors, how it really, really helps you. I think that's enlightened a lot of people, and I'm seeing more people of different shapes and sizes getting into fitness, and they can see the benefits of that. So yeah. Positive in every situation. Try to.
No, definitely. I 100% agree. I as well, like, I've been super inspired by our community and how we've really kind of managed to just kind of adapt to what's going on, because it could have been really easy for us to just be like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, I think a lot of us have just like, you know what? We just got to figure it out. And I've been like watching people and just kind of seeing how we're kind of moving. Like, people are like, I've seen people building home gyms in their, you know, in their little back garden and stuff like that. And it's just getting really great with it. People picking up sofas to do their deadlifts and stuff and things like that. I'm like, this is amazing. And it kind of, it doesn't inspire you, because it has a knock-on effect, because you can tell, like, oh yeah, this person. And I just think it's great. So, is there anything else that kind of lockdown has kind of shown you in regards to how you now deal with your clients as well? Because this is having a mental effect on everyone. Have you found that you've kind of had to extend from personal training to maybe like kind of mini therapist as well?
I think I was like that before anyway. I'm always in people's business, but they invite me into it, so it's okay. But I think because personal training is not my main income stream, it's not my main thing, it's like a side thing to other things that I do, that was a huge benefit. And I try and highlight that as much as possible, because if you are in the fitness industry, these are the things that you need to think about. If it was literally just one-to-one clients that you had, and that was your only way of survival, take this as an opportunity of, what can you do? Who can you partner with? What can you extend? How, especially your knowledge, because you know, people in the industry have amazing knowledge. So how else, like, what different ways can you get creative with that? So, I mean, I've done a range of things with my own clients. Some of them, like, I trained a couple outdoors today, and they loved it, because they didn't realize, because a couple, it's a guy and a girl, they're really lovely. Like, the guy specifically, I think he thought everything I do is like in the gym with weights. No, we killed them off like with body weight exercises. Get it? Like with body weight exercises. Not everything is big dumbbells, and you know. So I think that really changed his mindset of, well, we had zero weight, just a mat, and yeah, I'm dying right now. So be flexible with it.
I don't know if that's a man thing, you know. It's really weird because I think there's guys that I know who go to proper, like, you know, like heavyweight body lifter gyms, and it's like they feel really lost unless they're picking up like a 30 kg weight. But if you know, give them an exercise where they have to use their own body weight, it's like, oh my God. And it's like, why are you picking up this hefty weight if you can't even manage to press your own weight or to pick up your own weight? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But I don't know if it's an ego thing, like they see something that's got like 30 kgs or 40 kgs, like, and then, you know, yeah, I think it's a mental thing, is, you know. And I think that's why there are a lot of guys out there that are feeling very lost because there is no gym whatsoever. It's like, what, I've got to depend on myself. I just think that's down to kind of knowledge, and if you're somebody that's knowledgeable, you will know how to kind of adapt. So this is the time to do it. But like you said, this is the time where you start to think creatively, and, you know, if it's not work, then it's definitely your workouts, your personal life, and this, that, and the third. So it's really challenging everyone. Speaking of challenges, I wanted to speak to you about kind of setting up your business. I said I was going to talk to you about your crowdfunding and how you decided to start that up. Like, tell me a little bit about that, because this was something that I set up myself when I first started doing NoireFitFest. And it's really weird because I know, and then I was like, oh my gosh, you did one. And I was like, I should have come to you because yours done amazingly well. Like, we really struggled and we got hit with like literally Corona in the middle of it, and we were just like, oh my God, I don't think it's a good idea to ask people for money during a global pandemic. But I do think that crowdfunders are amazing. I just think that people aren't, you know, very aware of how to best approach them. I think you can just set up an account and then people just put money in there, and that's that. So could you talk to me a little bit about basically why and how you got on with that, and, well, you know, little tips and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I needed funds for buying London.
Yeah.
Short and sweet. I needed the funds. When you're a brand new startup business, you do have options, but the thing with it is you have things like angel investors. There's, you know, people who can invest in your business, but angel investors and any investor wants to see some sort of traction. They want to see that your business has legs, because if they're going to invest in it, that's one of the first things they're going to see. Like, am I going to get a return on my investment? I didn't want to go down the business loan route either. So I thought, well, the only thing I have open to me is a crowdfund, because that way you can raise money from the crowd and you don't have to pay that back, and you can use it as a marketing opportunity as well. So it was my mentors, my amazing mentors, who I'll big up forever, Bianca and Byron. They were the ones who suggested a crowdfund. And I said, no, too scary, too much. If I don't get the funds, what am I going to do? But then I was kind of left with, no, it's either that or nothing. I had like a huge plan in place. Obviously, Miss Rona decides to hit, and I thought maybe I'll wait till it blows over. And thought no, because my Bind London hashtag is actually called Brave Bold Bind. And if I'm like, if I can't be brave and bold myself, as the founder of the brand, then how am I telling other people to do that? So I was just like, do you know what? 2 weeks, let's plan it out, get it out there. And because it wasn't all or nothing crowdfund, it's either I get 10 grand or I get zero. And I need the 10. to get my marketing, to get this thing off the ground. So when you're in a situation, I think, where it's you have this or you have nothing, you go for it. So but I think I mean, in relation to being in the fitness industry and like what we were discussing about being creative, now's the time during lockdown. If you're not PTing your clients online, if you're not, you know, doing things outside, sit down and start strategizing how you can be creative. And if you don't have the funds for that, do a crowdfund campaign. Like, there are so many opportunities for us, and there are challenges. Don't get me wrong. Being black and female, we've got barriers, man. But
Yeah.
there are opportunities for us. I did a great consultation with one of the founders of Elite Evolution, which is a Black-owned gym in Hackney, and that was yesterday, 2 days ago. But they're going to crowdfund in the new year.
I think they're watching. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Turn that way.
So yeah, I think it's a great one. If you're in the fitness industry, if you have connections, if you've got network, if you've got a following, then you're in a good space, and get it out there and get the crowd coming to you, and use that if you want to, I don't know, build a fitness space, or you want to do something that is alongside having your PT clients. Did that answer the question?
Yes. No, it does. 100%. You know, I don't know if I answered. No, you did. You answered it extremely well. Once again, I think, you know, you did something amazing, and you did it during a global pandemic. And I think, like you said, it's very easy for people to just kind of just fall back and to stop kind of doing what they were doing. Similar story with NoireFitFest. I was literally going to leave it until 2021 to do it, because I just thought, you know, I don't know if it's a good time to launch it during a global pandemic. You know, are we even allowed to use any spaces, blah, blah, blah. And then I just thought to myself, well, we could have the same situation this time next year. So like, what's the point in waiting? We might as well just go for it. If it goes belly up, it goes belly up. I just couldn't have it on my brain to just not do it at all, because it would have just bugged me for an entire year. That, you know, and then, you know, Boris could be like, oh, we're going into a 16th lockdown, so therefore, you know, I'm back to square one. So sometimes I think it's worth kind of just biting the bullet and taking the risk.
Do you know something that I really enjoy about business is that there's so many similarities to be taken between business and fitness. So sometimes I kind of think like that, like the level of discipline that we would put into fitness, we can put that into business as well. And I think people in the fitness industry can really be great entrepreneurs in that way, because say, for example, your local gym shut down. Are you going to be like, well, that's it, like I can't work out again? No, you're going to be like, well, let me find like another gym. Let me train outside. Let me find something else. You would naturally, I think, when you're in the fitness industry and you're someone who likes to work out, you would find solutions because you know the importance of fitness to you. So similar thing with business. If one thing shuts down, no problem. Let's find like another strategy or another solution. So yeah, solution focused mindset.
Plan B, then plan C, then plan D. Just keep transitioning and moving, it will happen as well. I also feel like I'm gonna get really corny now. So one of my favorite movies is Sister Act 2. So I don't know if you know, like when Whoopi Goldberg is like, girl, if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. No, it's not that one. No, she says, if at night when you go to sleep and all you can think about is being a singer, when you wake up, then you're supposed to be a singer. So basically, if something is on your brain and you can't get away from that, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So just do it, basically. So I love a Sister Act. I can't wait for part 3 to come out.
We love it.
I want to be in it. So obviously, okay, so you started off as a personal trainer. You then transitioned into creating your fashion brand, your fashion sportswear apparel brand. Is it just headscarves that you're doing, or is it clothing as well that you're doing?
So the first collection is called Origins 2020. So that is a collection of headwear, and there's 5 different headwear pieces. So there's a headband if you just want like part coverage. For edges or just the front of your hair. Then there's a headscarf as well. There's a head wrap. There is a do-rag and also a hijab. So it's flexible in that if you want full coverage, if you want part coverage. And the way I've designed it is so that it's stylish enough that you can wear it to train, or if you don't even train, you can bust it outside and look pretty awesome. Because not everyone who wears leggings necessarily works out. It's cool athleisure wear, right? So
like, well, sportswear is like streetwear, and you know, people, it's just very versatile now. There's no such thing as like you can only wear it in the gym. People just do what they want. So, you know, I think we're on the right road there. But no, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to see when are you launching? Do you have a date yet?
I had a date, but the date is shifting slightly. The date's a little fluid. So
Right.
all I'm telling people is that the subscribers will know first. They will know 48 hours before everybody else, because they
Yeah.
get to pre-order before everyone else, because those are my
Right.
day ones. So if you're not subscribed to BuyLondon.com, then you need to be if you
God,
want.
I better let me go and get my subscription.
Because there's not much stuff there. It's very small. It's very limited. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm really excited. So obviously, okay, so started off as a personal trainer, you then transitioned to create your own brand with your sports leisure wear and your headbands. Did you find that transition easy? Was it something that you were like quite struggled with, or what was the process for you?
Great question. So like I said, I wasn't a personal trainer like as my main income stream. My
Right.
passion was teaching. So I was teaching and I was also PTing on the weekends at that time. So I made sure in the transition that I had a 6-month plan. I had like a 6-month transition plan. So it wasn't just like one day, I'll pack it all in and then I start like running up by London. It
Yeah.
was, I had steps and a plan in place. And then I made sure once I left teaching, I had numerous income streams to keep me going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had the PT, supply teaching, and then other things going on so that I could have the time flexibility to work on By London. So in that way, it was manageable. And then, I mean, like you said, the Lion and Sister Act, By London was all I could think about. So
Right.
yeah, I knew this is what I gave up my teaching career for. So we move forward. There is just no time to be going backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not looking backwards because my teaching career, I love the kids. I loved what I was doing, but time to move on. It's time
Yeah.
to move on. So yeah.
Good. No, I hear that. That's because that's one of the things that I hear a lot of kind of just people in the fitness industry find quite difficult to kind of leave the safety of, their regular routine of kind of training just their clients, and them wanting to do something else but not knowing how to do that. A lot of the times it's probably like fear factor.
Yeah.
And sometimes it literally is, I don't know how do I get from point A to point B? So again, what you just said is it's a fantastic example as to how people can kind of make that, transition into doing something else. Because I think, if you're self-employed, if you work particularly in this industry, it's always great to have several streams of income. You just have to, think about how it is you kind of want to present yourself, what it is that you kind of, if you want to sell certain things, what do you want to sell? Resistance bands, like headwear, sportswear, whatever it is that something that you would use yourself? Is it something that you would recommend to other people? So there's all these little things that people probably just need to sit down, write it down if you need to, and just think about what it is that you kind of want to do. And I think once you've kind of got it all there, especially visually, if you've written it down, it just kind of makes a lot more sense. It's quite easy to just sit there and either procrastinate or get quite panicky about it and then don't do anything at all. So
and I think people need to get clarity on what do you want to do on the side, or you as your main thing. Do you want a brand? Do you want a business? Do you want a product? Because I find those are different things. Like with By London's a brand. So yeah, there's headwear, but the reason it's a brand is so that there's the same mission is a well aligned, so that if I was to branch out into other things, it's still the same mission, which is we need more women of color in the fitness and wellness space, because the stats show there aren't enough of us. So it's having something that's seamless. And I think knowing like your why and your purpose is really key, because I think wanting to help people is a great thing, but it's just so vague. So vague. Like who specifically, do you have a target niche? If you're in the fitness industry, great, so you're giving them like PT, but how else would they want to be served? Have you asked them? Have you spoken to your clients? Okay, and then from there, just having the clarity of, okay, what am I going to do from there? What's the actual mission here? And then break it down, like, okay, what can I actually bring in terms of a product or an additional service that gives value to the marketplace, essentially. So Yeah.
Value for money.
Value, because people will pay for the value.
Yeah, they will.
And that's it. I still saw like pre-lockdown people buying Louis Vuitton stuff. Like I was like, whoa, okay, people still buying that, but they find value in it. So
Yeah,
it's not the
yeah,
weakest
yeah, yeah.
question over there. You
This
know
is it,
what they do with
exactly.
their money, but they find value in it. So
Yeah.
you've got to find value in your audience and how you plan to serve them.
Yeah, I think as well somebody I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, and I was just watching a lot of marketeers and stuff like that, and this I can't remember the name of the girl. I watched so many, but she said something that really stuck with me. She said a lot of the times people are kind of scared of kind of using or presenting something or creating something that's already been created, because they feel like they need to come out with something that's totally different that nobody has seen. She said that's not a bad thing, particularly if it's something that people need. However, you can literally, I don't know, like make, like, for instance, if you decided, okay, I want to do a range of like cups, yeah, everybody needs cups. Cups never go out of fashion. People are always buying cups. And she was like, you can do a cup, like just put your name on it or something like that. Like make it, you can personalize it to you, and it's fine. You can sell that. You know, don't be scared. Don't sit back and say, oh, because, you know, John and Bobby, they've done cups, I don't want to do a cup. Like, what is it about this cup that's maybe a little bit different? It doesn't have to be entirely different. Just think about things that, like you said, that people can use and that, you know, are of some value to people. So I think people get kind of stuck in a rut with that, thinking if I don't come up with something that's so way out west and so different, then nobody's going to want it. And of course, we know that's not necessarily the case, being, as you know, generally speaking, like things are kind of quite oversaturated with things. People always want things, so don't let that be something that is going to stop you from creating your cups.
I think that's where being too general is where it ends up being an issue, because like back to the cup example, maybe a cup that I would buy is going to be different to a cup that my granny wants to buy, compared to a cup that a 4-year-old wants to have. So
exactly,
when you're like crystal clear on who you're serving,
that's it.
That's going to help massively.
Excellent. Okay, so now let's get to the you mentioned women of color earlier on, and I kind of wanted to obviously talk about your thoughts and maybe your personal experiences of kind of managing or navigating through this industry as a woman of color, as a Black woman, and how you've kind of felt the industry is to like women and just to people of color in general. Have you found it difficult? Have you found it easy? What's been your personal experience about just like being in the fitness industry?
I'm lucky in the fact that I do train a few couples,
right?
And I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind of, how does the guy feel being trained by a female? I've always had a little reservation, but they're fine with it, which is amazing. One thing that I've experienced, which gets on my nerves, keeping it real, is that issue. I had someone actually a few weeks ago say, oh, I've only ever had male personal trainers, never had a female personal trainer. And I said, oh, okay, no problem. Like, why is that? So, and she's like, oh, I feel like a male will push me more. And I was like, cool. Like, can you like elaborate on that? Like, and then when I asked for to elaborate, she couldn't stay. And that was coming from a female, by the way. So I was like, why is that? Like, is it because they're bigger? Is it because you feel that they're more forceful? Like, why is that perception there, that you feel a male is going to, I don't know, get you a result a little bit more? Because I didn't kind of think that myself when I started in the industry. I'm like, I want a female because a female knows my body, and and then I ended up with a male personal trainer who's my friend. But even then I was like, oh, I'm like sensitive, like you only have to spot me and stuff like that. So I find that quite strange, and that's something that's not just that girl thought. That's something that I know other ladies have expressed, that they would prefer a male personal trainer, or they feel that a male personal trainer will push them more. And it was interesting because that girl had a taster session of me, so yeah, I gave her a right tough session.
She must have tired, like, give me a man, give me a man.
Was that hard enough for you?
Yeah, yeah, you're good, you're all right. I won't be back. No, I think it's probably like the perception that people in general have of women. And well, I've had many experiences, but one that kind of sticks in my head is I was near the weights area. I went to go and pick up a set of dumbbells, and I just, you just feel like a shadow over you. What is that? And it's just like this guy, and he's like, got this little kind of wry smile on his face. I was like, yeah, okay. He was like, yeah, are you all right? I was like, yeah. He's like, do you know what those are? Pointing to the dumbbells. I'm like, yes, I know what they are. Yeah, do I know what they are? As in, like, I've never seen them before. I'm like, yeah, they're dumbbells. He's like, oh, okay. So I thought he went, and I thought that was the last I was going to see of him. So I've got the dumbbells now. I'm doing my curls, minding my own business, and then I feel that shadow again over me. So I put the dumbbells down, I take my headphones off, and like again, I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, what you should do? Yeah, you should kind of like, if you do it like, and I'm just like, excuse me. And I was like, first of all, I actually work here. Second of all, I am a personal trainer. He was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. I was like, why do you need to know though? I don't really, and I really questioned him. I said, I know you're not being rude or anything like that, but there's a lot of people in this gym, in this particular section here. There's obviously, I'm the only woman here, and you haven't questioned any of the men in here to ask them if they know what that piece of equipment is and how to use it. You've only come up to me. Why is that? Yeah. He's like, oh, no, I'm not trying to be rude. I was like, no. I really want to know why it is that you've done that, because you're not the first guy that's come up to me and kind of done something very similar. And it's like, he was really taken aback because he didn't think for a second, because in his head, I think he thought that he was being kind or being helpful. And I'm like, yeah, I said, I'm not trying to like, be mean to you or anything, but I really want to know what it is that made you come up to me and think that I wouldn't know how to use any of this equipment here. So he just he left in the end and everything. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. It was fine. Just like have a think about why you did that. Yeah. So things like that can be really just sometimes. And I just wanted to kind of pick his brain just to kind of make him realize that women do like to train as well. I like to come in the weights area, but I just think that's kind of men for you. But again, I just think it's just the perception that women are supposed to be like these little soft little flowers who don't do anything other than to kind of just saunter around looking pretty and waiting for men to kind of validate our lives. But yeah, they're still doing it.
That is an issue. And I think that because you're in the industry, I'm in the industry, so many of us are in the industry, it's second nature for us to go into the free weights and and lift and thing, because that's what we do. But I think for there are many who that would frighten them. Yeah, just being in the space would frighten them. And I know definitely when I started off my journey, I stuck to classes. I was no way going in that area. And my own thoughts, like starting my journey like 7 years ago, I would call that the men's area. And just being completely ignorant, no background in fitness whatsoever, I call it the men's area. And then why am I saying that? And then it's about it being a welcoming space that anyone can go in there, and for women to feel comfortable going in there as well, because everyone starts their journey at different points. And I know sometimes people feel that, oh, my body needs to be in a certain way in order to comfortably go in there. No, you should be comfortable to go in there anytime. If you're paying that gym membership and you want to hit those weights, go hit those weights. Even if you need to do it with a friend or something, but we need to see more people looking like us. I feel, and that's why I brought out By London to achieve that mission.
Yeah. Okay. We're definitely on the same wavelength. Men, if you see me in the weights area, please don't ask me,
Yeah.
what is that? Do you know what that is?
If the
Don't ask
AirPods are
me, don't
on,
ask
that
Kayleigh,
is
don't
a
ask us,
signal.
leave us alone. Oh my gosh. So in terms of obviously navigating have you found any problems in regards to obviously setting up your business as a Black woman? Because now you're in the business of selling actual like products like leisure wear and stuff like that. Has it been the same or has it been slightly different? Have you found that people who are non-Black kind of like not feeling comfortable in kind of, you know, maybe buying from you or anything like that in that regard?
Being a Black woman in business has so many challenges. So many challenges, regardless of your product, regardless of your service. It's challenging. There are so many challenges. Access to funding.
Yeah.
You don't get that much access to funding. 0.02% of investment funding goes to Black women. And the rest goes to, you know, predominantly white men. So I think access is a key thing. It's not even necessarily the knowledge. It's just getting in to you know, the business space and having it being fair. So when it comes to like the crowdfunding, I had to crowdfund. I had no choice but to crowdfund. Whereas maybe for someone else, it might be a bit easier because they might have the money, or they might know, you know, their uncle's friend works in investment banking, and you know, they've got the connections, which I definitely didn't, because I had teaching connections. I had no network, so I had to build a network from scratch on Instagram, LinkedIn, and get, you know, the crowdfund popping off. That being said, with all the challenges that Black women face, we're still the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. So when you look at that, you think
that's amazing.
We can persist really, really well. We have so much against us, but we're still powering through. So what does that say about us? I think it's a very powerful thing. And more change needs to be happening for access. I think some changes coming, which could be faster, but you know, more people are recognizing that. So it does have its challenges, but if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Don't make it stop what you're doing.
100%.
And it will make you a stronger business person, a stronger like entrepreneur anyway, because the skills it takes for you to get in are the skills you're going to need, you know, for your product and your business to be on point. Hey Tash, my friend Tash is on here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the quotes like that. Yes, Black women do rock. That's from the Herbal Fixer. I'm just going to shout a couple of people, and somebody called Vinny. Sorry, Vinny, if my hair is like that.
I follow Vinny on By London.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, guys. Guys, if you have any questions you'd like to ask Kayleigh or myself, please feel free, and we'll try to answer them as best we can.
Love the love hearts coming up.
Yeah, I know.
We have to really support each other, because when you're in a situation or an environment where no one is supporting us, we have to support us.
100%. Yeah.
That's it.
Fantastic. So I wanted to ask you, who or what would be your dream like client or job in the industry? Like, for instance, is there like a collaboration that you would love to do? Is there somebody that you would love to be the face of in London? I don't know, like what kind of like big massive dreams would you have, or would you like to have, to kind of push your brand forward?
Yeah, of course. I've got dream partnerships, dream faces I want to see wearing the brand and associated with the brand. I can't say, because I want these partnerships to come. I want it to go from dream to reality. So
yeah, 100%.
in between the strategy. So so yeah, I can't be sharing all my dreams there. So yes, absolutely. In terms of partnerships, I really am big in terms of like the face of the brand, and who I want to see wearing the brand. 100% women of color from the UK. really just need to hype us up so much more. I love following a ton of pages, and I do always see a lot of like Black American inspo, but there's so much inspo from the UK, and I really try, and I'm consciously trying to show that on my Bind London like grid. So a lot of the people amazing women who I follow, Black Muslim women, Black fitness influencers and style influencers, they're from the UK. And one, it serves as a way for me to hype them up, and two, I'm making connections, because one day I'll be like, hey, like you're free, you're like full partnership, like, let's do this. So
yeah. No, it's interesting that you brought up the obviously the UK US analogy, because I remember when I first set up my Instagram account, and like you, I didn't know anybody, so I was just kind of like just randomly like following people. Most of them obviously came from the US. Obviously the US is a bigger market, there were more like fitness influencers, established ones at that time, and they were just like maybe a handful, I would say, of kind of Black UK based fitness influencers, and even then they were kind of just starting out. I think it was more guys who were kind of had more of the bigger profiles, and what I found this a little bit annoying, that the guys at that time that were quite known, they kind of reached out a lot more to the US fitness influencers, particularly the women, which I kind of understand, but at the same time I was like, they're literally just here on your doorstep, like why don't you like reach out to them? And it really boggled the mind. So that was a number of years ago now. I would say probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago maybe. And now obviously in 2020 we've got a lot more, as you said, a lot more UK based influencers, and I'm seeing like like you said, the connection, like people are starting to connect with each other, they're starting to network with each other, and they're starting to see kind of like the power in that, which I love seeing. I just wish I saw it kind of earlier on, but obviously I've kind of witnessed the progression and everything. I think people are now starting to realize that we can actually do what the Americans, I think, are really, really good at doing. They've done it fantastically well. There's what's her name, I remember, I think it was Massey Arias, Lita Lewis, and I think it was Capricas. I think it was the three of them, and they kind of did this really amazing collaboration where they I think they booked like maybe a hotel in either Miami or the Bahamas or somewhere, and they did like a fitness retreat there. It was just the three of them, and they sold it, and I think they sold out within, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that. It was ridiculous, but it was great the way that they kind of collaborated together and everything. And I watched the videos, well, this is so good, blah blah blah. And I don't know if anyone's done anything like that over here. It would be great if they did. I'm sure somebody's already thought of it, and they've probably done it already.
There's Mela Simone has done something very similar on Instagram. You Got It Girl Collective, similar thing. And it's interesting what you said, actually, because I don't think that there was necessarily less Black female influencers. I just think we weren't in the limelight enough. So again, it comes down to access. It comes down to where are we, and it comes down to us bigging each other up and raising our own platforms, because if collaborates, sideline. So if there is, a Black female influencer who's in the limelight from the UK, partner with others and let's bring it up together. So we all share the limelight together. So that's how I kind of see it.
Yes, don't be scared to reach out to your networks around you, because sometimes the best thing, people are literally on your doorstep, and like you're looking, above and beyond when you don't actually need to. So I'm really glad that women, I think it's Victoria Everest, is that it, who runs You Got It Girl? Like I think she's doing amazingly well, and she's always about reaching out to other people and collaborating, which is great, and I'm glad we're seeing more of that now. So I'd like to ask people this question, which is what I call my fun question, and it's things you wish you told yourself at the age of 16, given like experience and where you are now. Like, what was the one thing that you probably, if you could jump in a time machine and give yourself a bit of advice, what would you tell yourself?
I tell myself so much. Tell myself.
All right, we only got a couple of minutes left, Wayne.
I would tell myself that, I don't want to use the line, you are enough, because I think sometimes it can be generalized, but not to try and twist myself to fit in, because I think at that age I did a lot of that and I really didn't need to do that. And I think doing that, and I continued doing that, I'd say, even in my early 20s, that's kind of constant trying to fit in. It takes time to undo. It really takes time to undo. So it really has been from my own fitness journey and my natural hair journey and things. And it's actually, there's things that I like about myself a lot. And you can just like yourself, and do lots of things to take care of yourself. I do a lot of personal development every morning, like without fail. And that really has got me in a situation of I like myself. So then when I like myself, I'll do things like work out because I want to take care of my body. I'll do things like push through with Beinoit London because I feel I deserve it, because I work hard. Like all those things, when you take care of you, you are in a good place to serve others. It's difficult to serve your community when you're in a place where you're still working on you. So I'd say to my 16-year-old self, get started. Don't wait until your 20s to start liking yourself for who you are.
Oh, I love that question. It's my favorite because I always like, let me reflect. What would I tell myself? I don't remember what was I doing when I was 16? Probably up to no good, to be fair. Just having the brain of a 16-year-old thinking you're going to live forever and things are going to be great and blah blah blah. Oh dear. Okay, let me see if is there anybody out there that's got any questions? All right, I'm just going to turn this a little bit. It's on the neck. There you go. Flipside UK. Hello again.
That's so great. I recognise like some of the guys. Hey, drop a question, man.
No, come on, speak to us, people. We're here for another like 5 minutes or so. This hour's gone really super quick.
It has. It has. It feels like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. Have you got any questions for me that you would like to ask while you're here?
Are you asking that to me?
Yeah.
I was just pausing.
Watching like, hi, got no questions. You not can talk. That's fine.
Well, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Where would you like to see NoireFitFest in 12 months' time?
I would love to see this kind of go global. I'd love to have the opportunity because I was just, I'd love the diaspora across the globe kind of really grasp onto NoireFitFest because one of the things that really stuck out to me when I was doing my research for this was that the stats for fitness and wellness in general in this country is really poor. And then when you break it down into race, it's appallingly bad. It's like 64% of the country do the recommended amount of weekly exercise, compared to 54% of the Black community, which to me, like just over half is really bad. And then the rest of the country, 64%, it's not great. And then when you get into gender, it's even worse. And then Black women and I think Asian women are like literally right down there at the very bottom. And I just thought, oh God, this is really poor. And then I thought, let me like do a little bit of research and to see what it's like in the States. Pretty much the same. It's almost like identical. And I think there was a lot of issues. I think those stats are probably like that due to things like socioeconomic issues. I think it's down to maybe cultural issues as well. Obviously, within the Black community, it's a big thing that you eat and like eat a lot, and you have to have a fluffy figure, and all of those things kind of come into play. And people tend to, which is great, like we all love our food and stuff like that, but we don't need to be eating so much to the point where we're harming ourselves and we're killing ourselves and giving ourselves, diseases such as cardiovascular disease and like cancers and stuff like that. To me, those things are really scary, and we're at higher risk of those things than everybody else. And then I was looking at again, other countries that are mostly populated by Black people, and the rates of those are going higher, particularly because they're so influenced by Western cultures and things like that.
Yeah.
So for me, I would love to see NoireFitFest kind of expand to different countries, and I would love for like us as a global community to understand how important wellness is and our mental health is, and that we need to take care of. You know, we've got a lot of things going on. We've got this pandemic going on. We're like literally marching every day for Black Lives Matter, and then, you know, to make it worse, we don't need to be adding to that with, you know, unhealthy habits, shall we say. So I would love to see the brand kind of expand in different countries and just do you know, similar to what we did this year. You know, don't be surprised if you see us in the States and, you know, doing the same thing out there. I would love to do that. That's kind of where I see it going. But there's lots of things, like you said, I can't explain too much on what it is that I want to do. But that is definitely, yeah, I'm putting it out there because, you know, I believe in speaking things into existence. And it's a real passion of mine to kind of see people just embracing fitness and fitness spaces and wellness spaces, and just kind of just being like, I'm okay to be here. I think I need to kind of check myself a little bit, because I'm quite fortunate in the fact that I come from a very sporty family. Like my brother competes, my mum, she's a fitness instructor herself. So all my life I grew up in fitness spaces. So for me, it's the norm. So I don't feel weird going into them because I'm used to them. But then I had to check myself, because I'm like, not everybody has had that experience of them growing up and that being quite normal. I remember I did an interview to promote the actual festival on a podcast, and they were streaming it live, and people were leaving comments I was talking about, and this one lady was like, oh my god, this is amazing, I love it, it sounds really good, I'm going to tell everybody about it. And then she went, oh, but I don't know if I can participate because I'm a big girl, I'm too big to participate. And it made me really sad. So I was like, I obviously I didn't know who the woman was, otherwise I would have been like, no, you can, you can, you just need to. And it kind of, it saddened me, because it's an online festival, so you don't even have to be in a fitness space. You're at home, you know, in the comfort of your own little safety bubble at home. So nobody's watching you. You know, it's just you and your laptop or whatever it is, whatever device you're watching. But even then, she still felt like it's not for her. So I need for that to change, because I'm like, no, it's for everyone. So yeah, I just want to change all of that. So let me see. So that's me. Is there anybody else that would like? Oh, I think we have a question. Let's see. Oh no, it's a comment. So Destiny Joe Olivia, hi. She says, so true. I feel like we need to change the narrative for our community, especially as Black women.
Yeah.
100%. We can do it.
And even like, as you were saying, like you were mentioning the stats and getting healthier in certain ways, absolutely. But even when it comes to like your mental health and well-being, you need to have a space to release.
100%.
Fitness is a great way to just get it out there. When you're feeling some way, turning it inward can be detrimental. Turn it outwards. Like I always think of like movies, when you know when someone's going through like some problems, what do? You normally see like a little film montage of them like punching out a punching bag, or like running, they're getting themselves together and they're releasing that stuff. That's what exercise does. So try not to think about, and it's tough. We do have a narrative to change, and I definitely think it is changing about like how you look. Anybody can exercise, so get it out, get your shoes on, get whatever you need, get your leggings on, whatever, and release, and you'll get such great endorphins from that, natural endorphins. Instead of like endorphins from getting likes on posts, which people do, you can get natural endorphins from exercise. It doesn't cost anything to exercise, to move your body. This is it. Okay, so we've got like a couple minutes. I know that Instagram like to do this thing where they kick people off after an hour. Cheeky. They're like, we're done.
Hi Faye, we've got Faye joining us. Hi Miss Faye Fitness, Miss Amazingness. She's somebody who I find very inspirational, so I hope she's watching this and sit.
If I'm not following Faye already.
Yeah, no, you definitely need to. She's incredible. But yeah, so it's like women like Faye as well. I feel like she's changing the game as well. So like you said, I think it's just the more our faces are out there, the more comfortable we feel about, wow, if she's out there, Kayleigh's out there, Lars out there, Faye's out there, this person's out there, then you know it becomes more of a norm. And I want people to feel like how I've always felt, like I'm here in it, I'm just doing my thing. And that's pretty much it.
Truly humbled by what you said. Reading the comments.
Girl, you don't need to be humbled. You you bad. So I'm truly grateful to you today for like joining me on my first NoireFitFest talks with NoireFitFest. I think I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this brand just explode and just do the business and like take over all those major brands out there. You know who you are. You need to be scared.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem. Guys, if you missed this talk, I am going to be posting it on the main page a little bit later so you can watch it at your own leisure. I will be back next week, Thursday, and just to let you know, on Sunday we're going to be doing another IG live, and it's going to be more based on mental health and mental wellness. I'm going to announce that tomorrow morning, so I will be featured on that, but I won't be hosting. I will announce that all tomorrow, because like I said, it's not just about fitness, this page, it's about wellness, and we need to deal with what's going on up here as well. So I'll announce that. So guys, thank you for joining myself. Go and follow Kayleigh on, give your socials.
At Bind London, BIND London.
There you go. All right, guys, love and leave you. Have a lovely evening, and we will catch up soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay, so I've ended.